Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Endurance Physios Podcast. My name is Sam Rauchwarter. I'm a sports physical therapist, board certified sports physical therapist. I have really kind of like a niche practice. Just want to introduce myself. I have a niche practice, really treating endurance athletes. I also work with Team USA, USA Triathlon, traveling all over the world to kind of some of the more extreme places of the world to help treat athletes for Team USA. And then also I currently reside in Phoenix, Arizona, and I treat in Phoenix, Flagstaff, and Tucson, Arizona. Will?
Right on, Sam. What's up, y'all? My name is Dr. Will Gonzaba. I'm down here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a physical therapist. I own Almost Park Physio. We're a full-service PT clinic that specializes in treating endurance athletes. I've had this practice for about 4 years now, and it's really awesome to get to a point where about, truthfully, 90 to 95% of our clients are endurance athletes of all abilities. So that was my goal for creating this business. So it's cool to see that come to fruition. In a former life, I was a professor of exercise and sports science. I've done a lot of different things in the PT field over the past 8 to 10 years. Outside of working, I've got a beautiful family, a wife, Michelle, who's a family physician, and I've got 2 lovely kids, Willie, who's 3, and my daughter, June, who's 1. So between that and the practice and managing training myself, life is always full, but I'm super excited to be able to finally make this podcast happen with Sam, because it's something that we tried about a year ago. And I was like, dude, my life is like crazy right now. I can barely just like function. So he just kept pestering me. And so here we are. And we're both super excited to do this. And so we're really excited.
Awesome. With this, Will, let's just start off with a few kind of like general quick questions. What specifically drew you to into treating the endurance athletes, or your focus primarily to be on endurance athletes?
Sure. That was my goal when I decided to go to PT school. And I think it's because, I found endurance sports when I was in college, and prior to that, like I was okay athletically in high school, but really endurance sports is where I think it really had so much to do with my personal development. It's where I gained confidence. It's where I found the field of physical therapy. And so I chose to go into PT because I wanted to have a profession that would allow me to work with endurance athletes for the rest of my life. But I didn't necessarily want to have to, open a bike shop or a run shop, which is how I thought traditionally you would be able to work with these clients over the long term. So it really just combined my two loves of medicine, helping people, and then the things that I am personally passionate about, endurance sports. And so that's what I went into PT school wanting to do. And it just took a little bit of time. The timing in life had to be right in order to create the practice. And so it's like, as I was saying, man, it's awesome to finally be at the spot where it's all happening. So what about you, Sammy? What drew you to focus on endurance athletes?
Yeah, so I was a swimmer in college. I swam at the University of St. Thomas, which is in St. Paul, Minnesota. At the time, it was a Division III school, and really just kind of fell in love with swimming. Really started to get kind of deeper into the training aspect. Knew that I also wanted to go into medicine. Originally thought I wanted to be orthopedic surgeon, and then a non-operative sports med doc. And then I realized that you had to take OChem and biochem, and that just wasn't going to jive. So after that, I decided physical therapy was a really good option. I unfortunately was in rehab growing up, just once for like some ankle stuff. And so anyways, once I finished my college swimming career, got a bike and absolutely fell in love and hooked, hook, line, and sinker. From there, naturally went into doing some running and some triathlons. And so just being able to be part of that community, being able to train, the process of it, the camaraderie with all those 3 sports, really kind of, I guess, like sucked me in. And so I went down and did a residency in Tucson, Arizona, which is a hotbed for endurance athletes. And from there, just started treating a couple, reached out to a couple of pros on Instagram, and one happened to be hurt, unfortunately. And it's all just kind of snowballed from there. But it's been an awesome journey. Wouldn't change it at all. Not at all. So
it's definitely a special niche to be in. I think I know that we're both a little bit biased in saying that because it's what our whole life is about. But, and I say that because it's one of those niches where, you have to know a lot clinically to be successful. But I think even more so than that is having the experience being within the sport yourself at so many different levels, right? So from collegiate swimming to being on the club triathlon team where I started, right? And you just compound so much knowledge from being and living the life for most of our lives at this point, and then to be able to tie that into what you do professionally. I mean, it truly doesn't feel like work, right? It's just expressing your knowledge and your passions, and you get to do that with people who have the same passions every day. So it's really awesome. That's one of the things that when I met you in Portland a couple years ago for that bike fit course, I don't know, just something about your energy just like drew me to you, because I think we've just kind of shared that same walk of life, just in different areas of the country. So
Yeah,
so
I think same vision, same passion, right? And I'm sure I can probably speak for you in saying this just based on like our previous conversations, but like when I leave or finish up a treatment with an endurance athlete, excuse me, I get more energy, right? Even if it's like at the end of a long day, I just get more energy from it, and that's really like exactly what our aspiration for this podcast is essentially to try and help endurance athletes, try and help some clinicians as well, maybe drop some helpful like clinical pearls and some PT tips in there, but also too really to focus on getting information out there and accurate information about endurance athletes. Things that are not just Joe Schmo. Will and I both have our doctorates in physical therapy. Took a lot of studying to get there, plus years of experience now being able to treat those endurance athletes. And so, our aspiration for this podcast is really to share knowledge, um, get excited about treating endurance athletes, and then also too, our hope really is to try and impact the like endurance sports community in a very positive way, being that our goal is to really just share as much knowledge as we can, get everyone excited to train, and if they are dealing with an injury, hopefully give them a few tips to try and either get out of it or find the proper way to get out of it, whether that be trying a few exercises that we might mention or trying to find another physical therapist locally to help with that, plus also not only on the injury and rehab side but also too like the performance side. Everyone wants to perform well, everyone wants to be able to compete, everyone wants to be able to get on the podium. And so just being able to participate in those sports really is kind of like our hope for the impact that we want to have on that community, is in the endurance sports community, is to just be knowledgeable, be somebody who can share some knowledge.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't say it any better, man. Yeah, I think when you look at this field of endurance sports and injury rehab, there's just so much information out there, and it's really hard to vet sources. And I know that what you have shared thus
100%.
far with your Endurance Physio Instagram page and what we have done with our Almost Park Physio page has always been quality stuff. Like I've never wanted to put trash out there for the sake of posting something. No attention seeking content, just factual things that can be applicable, right? And I know that that's where both of our minds are with this. And so hopefully this can be a resource to y'all for the training, racing, performance, injury prevention, injury treatment, all of the above. So we're both super excited for this project.
Don't forget about some entertainment too, Will.
That's true.
We're
We
pretty
need to talk about
entertaining.
bikes.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
right.
bikes. We'll get down some rabbit holes, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be super fun.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. Just wanted to essentially get like a little quick, hey, who are we? Intro podcast out there. Hopefully this guy essentially just kind of wets your beak and gets you a little excited about listening to a few more of the episodes. The goal is to try and drop some episodes pretty regularly, hopefully once a week as we go. And if you guys we love it to listen. We would absolutely love that. Feel free to subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Thanks, y'all.